What is good, people? Welcome back. Now in today's video we are going to be starting off with a new project car. I thought I'd take just this start of the video, maybe a couple of minutes of your time, just to explain, and then we're going to crack on to some fun stuff. So the first question you guys are probably going to have on your mind is, why did I stop? The truth is, I didn't have the money to constantly invest in the Golf, and I'd got to the point of the build where I'd pretty much done everything. The whole front end's changed, the interior's done, the wheels are done, back end's done. You know, the car has undergone a massive transformation, and I just feel like I'd just be scavenging videos just for the fun of it. I just felt like it was time to move on, so we made the decision to sell the car. Now obviously a couple of you guys are going to be upset, however when you see what car is sat outside you will understand. I wanted to come back when I had lots of videos to film and I had the money to invest in the channel, so now I do. This is why I'm back. This is why it's taken so long. Well, I'm just gonna say it. I was scammed. 3 years ago I was scammed. I'm not gonna get into it too much in this video because I don't want this start of the vlog to be too much talking. I trusted the wrong person, gave them a hell of a lot of money. You know me, I'm quite a transparent person. I'm very open with my information. I was stupid enough to hand this person 25 grand. Yeah. I've seen 1900 quid of it. Probably give you guys a bit more clarity on a lot of the times why I've been struggling with the channel and finding content is because I've been spending so much money to pay this loan back. Every trim job I've done, every bonus I've had from work, every bit of overtime I've done, every part that we've kind of sold in this garage. I mean, we've sold a hell of a lot of stuff, and so we've spent the last 3 years just chipping away and chipping away. And the reason why I've decided to talk about it today is because we are officially debt free. Every piece of the loan is paid off and I don't owe a single penny. The loan almost got to the point where you guys may not have even seen this vlog. That's how bad it got. And I don't want you guys to get sad over what has happened. I want you to be happy for what is happening and how far I've came, and I've come out a much better person and I'm much happier and I'm much more financially stable, and this has taught me a very big lesson to not trust anyone anyone ever again. I like to take positives from these situations, and while I don't want to say I'm glad I was scammed, I'm glad that I've learned from it and I've benefited from it. If you can benefit from any situation and it has changed you as a person, then it can't be all bad, can it? So what has been happening in the past 8 months? Well, we've just been focusing on trimming. We've just been at home, working hard, coming home from work and grafting, paying the loan off just so I can move on with my life and put all that to a side. We are going to be revealing the project car in today's video. We're going to be doing a bit of work on it, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, make sure to give it a like and show your support. I'm going to need it. So people, this is the new project car. We have just bought a Mark II Golf. Whoever would have thought it? So I did a poll on Facebook and I put, is it a Ford, VW, Audi or Seat? A load of people said Volkswagen, a lot of people said Ford, and a load of people said everything else. So let's give you the specs. We have bought a 1991 Alpine White Mark II Golf driver. So it has the 1.6 carb engine. Absolutely looks clean, very nice, starts up really well, runs good, has manual choke and everything. Engine bay, like I said, looks really good. Comes on 14s. Interior, I believe, full GTI interior. which, if anybody knows me, it is not going to be staying this. No radio. I mean, what's strange is they've got electric window regulators, but it's not got the buttons wired up. So what I might have to do is get some manual regulators, put the cranks in, just so I can put the window down, because obviously we're currently in the middle of summer and it's horrible. We also need to sort the sunroof out, but yeah, this is how it is. It's got 103,000 miles on, everything inside works, and pretty much I've driven it to here and to get some fuel, and then we're going to be taking it for an MOT. I have not checked this car over. I'm literally going to take it straight to the MOT station, because I feel like when they do their checks, it's going to give me everything I need to do. I'll take a little gamble on it, and I don't know, hopefully it pays off. But that is the current situation, my friends. Mark II Golf. So we have some parts laying in the garage that will look fantastic on this car. Now the first one is a set of wheels. I have some wheels that are perfect for this car, and I've only ever saw one Mark II Golf with them on. I'll put a picture in now just to give you an idea of what they look like. We have a steering wheel already lined up to replace that one. We have a Lupo 3L steering wheel. I believe they're magnesium, don't quote me on that. Lovely 3-spoke design, big spline, so it should fit on this. It should be a straight swap. I'll just need to work out the wiring to make the horn work. Obviously this doesn't have an airbag anyway, so I won't need to worry about that. I don't even know who they are, but alright. So we do have a set of seats to go in it, Recaros obviously, but it's not going to be the Mark IIIs. We're going to go with the Astra GTE seats we've got. Look a little bit more period correct, and I'm going to get some bases ordered for it and chuck them in, but first we're going to retrim them. So we're going to leave the interior how it is, and then kind of incremental changes, we shall say. Let me know in the comments below if you was expecting it to be a Mark II Golf. Now the paintwork is not great. I'm going to be the first one to admit the paintwork is not great. It looks okay on the camera, but when you start to come close, it's been laid on absolutely terrible. Now the person I sold my Mark III to is a painter, and I've already discussed with him about a previous car I was going to buy that needed paintwork. He'd already discussed a few prices with me, and I'm happy to go with him, we shall say. He's not too bad priced, and it's a shame that I didn't meet him before, because I've been messed around with so many people, so many painters, that it almost, well, it's killed the project for the Mark III. But we now have a Mark II Golf again. It's cool. It is very cool. So there's a few things I've noticed when having a look around the car that are want to change or repair / replace, and that is the front end. I've never been a fan of the quad headlights. You will see on the picture of my Mark II what I did with that. I swapped it out to the single headlights. I just prefer the look. I just think they look a bit more aggressive. I feel like the 4 lights look a little bit goofier, so they've got to go. The bumper is seen better days. You can tell here there's a small gap, but there's a huge gap. So what I think's happened is it's been hit here or something that's kind of knocked the alignment out. So we're going to get a new set of bumpers. The bumper brackets are not even attached, so we're going to sort all of that stuff out. Inside the car we need to sort a stereo out for it, because that is not the one. It's a Mark II Golf, people. I've started to make a massive list of parts I need to buy for it. The brake pedal for some reason is a lot higher. Now it makes it harder to drive. I'd rather it sit there. So if anyone's got any ideas, let me know. Also the throttle pedal is extremely tight. I've just went to the carb and manually operate the cable, and it seems to be loose, so I think maybe something wrong with the routing of some sort. We need to be sorting out door cards. They're all kind of loose and hanging off. But guys, if you saw what the Mark III looked like and what it looked like at the end, we're going to be doing all of the interior on this, so really can't wait to get all that sorted. Going to the back, there's nothing. Oh yeah, there is something on the back. This badge has to go. It's absolute dog. So I'm going to order a proper VW badge to go on the back, and that exhaust also needs to go. Rear disc conversion has already been done, and I believe it's running Mark IV calipers. I can't really see. We've noticed we've got some fifth smoke lights, which I've just done an eBay search. Sunroof opens semi, so I need to sort that out. So in the boot, it's just empty. There's nothing there. There's no spare wheel. There's no jack. It's just kind of just how it is. Original Alpine white, which you can tell from that sticker, L90E. That's split there, so obviously need to fix that. Oh god. But my people, my first impression is driving it. It drives nice. It drives old. You can definitely tell. That will be why it don't open properly. I don't think that. It's like it's hitting. Don't know, figure it out. Go away. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, and knowing what I did to the Golf estate, how far that came, how different that looked, all of the things we did on it, how this is going to look with a bigger budget, more consistency. You know, we're going to be trying to upload a bit more often. We're going to get a lot more work done on that car than we did on the Mark III, because as I mentioned earlier, we have now freed up some cash because I'm not paying out obscene amounts of money, paying off a loan. I've not looked underneath, I've not jacked it up, I've not done anything on the car in preparation. I'm just going to send it and gamble. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to take this car to the MOT station. It's going to stay overnight, and then one of the lads are going to MOT it in the morning. Fingers crossed it passes, but I'm not holding any hope because this car hasn't seen the road for 8 years. And I'm just sending it to its MOT. So I've got no history on the car. The previous seller doesn't know anything, so it's just going to be a massive gamble. But we're here for it, and it's some good content anyway. So we're going to drop the car off, and tomorrow I will let you know what they say, and we'll kind of go from there.
The next day.
So with the car dropped off for its MOT, I was waiting impatiently in the morning. Eventually I did get a phone call. They did tell me the car did fail, but luckily it was only on the near side front track rod end had excessive play, and the near side rear wheel bearing was rough when turning. So I made a few phone calls to some part shops to make sure they had them in stock, so when I finish work I could go pick them up and get all the parts installed and get it sent back for its retest. Alright people, so we've now took this wheel off to inspect the near side track rod end. Oh yeah, you can see here. So it turns out that the nut was actually loose. We've just tied it up with a 19, I believe. Might have been an 18 or a 19. And then used a pair of mole grips on the bottom of the thread. And now we're all good. I'm just going to tighten it up a little bit more just to make sure. And then we can move on to the rear wheel bearing. The rear wheel bearing, let me shine the light here. There wasn't any grease in it at all. And when they tightened it, they over tightened it, so it was binding to the point where it was just making noise. It sounded like the rear brakes were stuck on. I've gone to tighten it and I realise now why they've done it. They've bodged it together because there's no thrust washer. So there should be a washer that sticks in between the nut and the bearing, and you tighten it to where you've just got enough play to move that washer. And it's not there, and you don't get one in the kit. So we've now stripped the entire disc assembly apart, and I don't know what idiot decided to use a whole solid pipe straight into the back, but yeah, we're gonna have to rectify all that. We've got the new bearing. I think once when I tried to loosen this bearing, it was really tight. Now the problem with these tapered bearings is if you picture a cone shape on one end of the disc and a cone shape on the other end of the disc, as you're tightening it up, it's getting even tighter and tighter until it can't turn anymore. Now with these tapered bearings, literally it's hand tight, and then it's held on by where is it, the split pin. If you go any tighter, it binds the wheel, and then the bearings overheat and they dry up and end up wearing out like these have. It should be MOTable. The two things it failed on are the two things I've just rectified. I guess we're just gonna have to see what the MOT man says tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Oh yes, people, we have got our pass certificate. So if we show you the fail first, initially it failed on a near side front track rod end has excessive play, and then the near side rear wheel bearing was extremely rough. We have our pass. Skadoosh! Last time it had an MOT 2014, so almost 10 years ago this car had a valid MOT, and now it currently has another valid MOT. Okay people, so I'm going to end the vlog here. Hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to give this a like and subscribe, and hopefully you're going to enjoy the build series coming forward, because we've got a hell of a lot of work to do on this car. Very exciting. Also, if anybody's got any Mark II parts for sale, just message me on my Instagram, P7 Customs, because I'm going to be looking for a hell of a lot of stuff. Interior trim panel bits, winders, I need window regs, manual window regs, I need the cranks for them. There's loads of stuff I need. So yeah, if anybody's breaking a Mark II, if anyone's got any nice rear bits, aftermarket rear lights, mid wings, stuff like that, just let me know. Peace.